here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You guys have just started a story that you have titled Cyber Through Time. And I'm about to storytell it to you to prove to you how awesome a story that you guys have built in a very short time today. So, we have Cyber the cheetah. Cyber was the youngest member of his cheetah family, and he so badly wanted to be the fastest member of his family. But his older sister Luna, she had long, graceful legs, and she traveled faster than he thought any cheetah could ever travel. His dad was a former cheetah race champion, and he was known for being incredibly strong and incredibly fast. And he would train cheetahs when they got to the right age. But Cyber wasn't the right age yet to be trained by his father, but he still wanted to be so fast. And he was practicing all by himself, bumping into trees because he couldn't run. He wasn't coordinated at all. He didn't know what leg to put forward first. 4 legs, how does anybody figure this out? And he would constantly trip or bump his head into trees until one day he bumped into a tree. And he said, rubbing the bump on his head, he said, "Oh, I'm never gonna be the fastest cheetah." And up in the tree branches, "Caw, caw, you can be the fastest." "Yes, you can," said the toucan. He looked up and go, "Oh, Marshmallow, it's you." "No, Marshmallow, I can't be the fastest cheetah. Look at me. I can't even stay on my feet." And Toucan said, "I believe you can. Yes, you can. Check it out. We'll just gotta train. Follow me. I'll take you on the safe path." And so Toucan started to fly right across the sky and over the path through the jungle. And Cyber followed him faster and faster and faster. And he could hear Toucan, the Marshmallow, the toucan from above going, "Oh, see, you're doing it, you're doing it." And he realized he was moving faster and faster. He hadn't tripped or bumped his head. It was amazing. And he felt the wind go through his fur and his tail flapped through. Day after day, they did the same practice over and over again. And eventually, Cyber became so fast that he was beating Toucan as he flew. I can't keep up with you, Cyber. I'm gonna call my friend the Falcon. He's a little faster. You need to keep training with him." And so the Falcon arrived. Terrible Falcon noise. And the Falcon arrived to help out. "I bet you can't keep up with me," said the Falcon. And the Falcon flapped its enormous wings and flew faster than Cyber had seen any bird ever fly. But enough days' practice and Cyber was keeping up with the Falcon. And unbeknownst to Cyber, his dad had been watching all of this training, and his dad met him at the edge of his racetrack. And he said, "Cyber, I'm very, very proud of you. Cyber, you've been training all by yourself, and even though you're not of age, you're not old enough, I do believe it's time to train." So Cyber was so excited, and him and his father practiced all sorts of special cheetah yoga poses and cheetah stretches, and his dad taught him the special techniques to move his feet even faster. And when he got tired, they always drank apple juice. It was delicious, and it powered him right back up. And eventually his dad said, "You are fast enough, and you've drank enough apple juice. It is definitely time for you to enter the racing tournaments." And so the day came, and there was the tournament. All the fastest cheetahs, all the young cheetahs in the family who had to prove their worth and prove their speed during this race. And his father, so proud of his son Cyber, Razor, the cheetah king, went to his son Cyber and put on his neck a special green jewel necklace. "This is for luck," he said. And Cyber, very proud, his chest puffed out, waited at the starting line until Toucan called the beginning. The Marshmallow, the toucan, went, "On 3, on 2, and all the cheetahs took off like mad. And Cyber felt himself go faster and faster and faster, and then he was a little distracted because he saw the green jewel begin to shake and glow, and oh my goodness, he was moving so fast, his paws caught on fire, and then poof, he was gone. The jungle was gone. The racetrack was gone. All the racers were gone. And he was still racing inside a tunnel of light, and he had no idea what was going on. But he had to keep going. He was afraid to stop. And then he heard it. What is that? And he ran even faster. He saw the monsters come into the tunnel like they were walking through the walls of light. And they shot giant balls of slime trying to slow him down. He thought, what is going on? And the monsters called out, no one travels through time without our permission. Roar, you must stop. Roar. And a giant ball of slime threw right over his head. And he raced and raced, and eventually monster hands were grabbing at him, and one grabbed the necklace right off his neck. Boom! And all the light tunnel was gone, and he was in a very dark room. And he stood very still. And some lights all came on, and he realized he was inside a very large room. And at the very end of the room was a giant chair. And in that chair sat a figure in shadow with a giant staff. Come forth, said the voice from the shadow figure. And very slowly, very carefully, Cyber crawled forward. I don't believe what I'm seeing, said the shadow figure. And as he stepped up and got out of the chair, the lights up above lit his face. And Cyber couldn't believe what he was seeing either. It was him. He was looking at himself, but he was looking at himself much older, almost as old as his father. Have I traveled through time to the future? It does appear to be that way. It's very nice to have you and remember what I used to be. But if you're here, you're not in the past. And if you're not in the past, this future can never be, and I will never be king. We will never be king. We must find a solution. Well, I raced really fast to travel to the future. Maybe I can race really fast to go to the past. And he got interrupted by his own self, by his king self. And King Cyber said, that's not the way it works. To travel backward through time, you need to be the fastest racer, but you have to run backwards. Whoa, I've never trained for that, said Cyber. And Cyber said, what do we do? Am I here forever? What's going to happen? And King Cyber said, I have a solution. Come forth, he said even louder. And out of the sides of the room came cyber cheetahs. They were cheetahs with robot legs and cheetahs with robot tails, and they were amazing to look at. My cyber cheetahs, they will assist you. Penelope, come here. And Penelope, the cyber cheetah, walked forward very carefully, very slowly. You will assist me in going back to the past. And Penelope agreed. And so together, they began the process of training to run backwards. And it was very difficult for Cyber to learn to hold on to Penelope the cheetah. And Penelope the cheetah would run just about as fast as Cyber ran forward. Penelope could run that fast backwards. And when they were sure they had their pattern done correctly, when they were sure he could hold on tight and wouldn't let go, they believed they were ready. And King Cyber, there's one more thing that you need. And he reached up to his neck and he took off the very same necklace that the monsters had taken. Figure that out. And he put the necklace right onto Cyber. This is also required to travel. Good luck. And Penelope saddled over to Cyber. Cyber grabbed onto Penelope's back. The doors of the very large room opened up. And right outside that room was the longest racetrack Cyber had ever seen. And they began. Penelope began to run backwards and backwards, and Penelope's tail waggled up and down, and as Cyber held on, her tail hit him in the face, and he had to keep dodging her tail. And they went through, and they got faster and faster, and he felt the gem on his neck glow and begin to sparkle and shake, and they were in the light tunnel again, and roar came the time monsters. Out of the walls, no one travels through time without our permission. And the slime balls came firing at them again. And faster and faster they raced. And Penelope stopped. This is your stop, she said. And the light tunnel went away. And there they stood at the finish line of the tournament. And Penelope stood next to Cyber. And she says, and Cyber looked at her and said, "Thank you so much." Cyber could see his dad and all the amazed people watching the race. They couldn't believe what they had seen happen. Cyber had disappeared and then reappeared, and he brought with him a robot cheetah. But they all watched in amazement, including Cyber, as he turned to Penelope to thank her, and she began to fade like a ghost, and she was gone. But Cheetah was revered for being the fastest cheetah. And once he explained everything to everybody, they realized he was so fast, he had traveled through time. It was incredible. But the biggest thing for Cyber was that he had missed his family. And he was so happy to be back with his sister Luna and his dad, the famous racer, Razor. The end. You guys like that?
That's the best story. I love
You guys wrote that. You guys wrote that. Sure.